Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So yesterday we went down the rabbit hole of madness and trying to fix Granbelm's Dancing in the Midnight Realms ARMANOX creation system. And I realized this is going to be a massive goddamn undertaking, as you can see by all my notes here. So what I instead did was change things back to this. This is going to be the new system. It's not perfect, but it works. So what does this mean? So, at the end of the day, there's going to be basic parts, and then you'll be able to add things to it for additional magic. However, to compensate, I am toning down how much health each one can have. So you have to effectively purchase your health amounts as well as purchase all a bunch of cool things for each individual part. So, overall, what we're going to do is, here's our basic thing. What we're going to do is we're going to hit this button and hit that. Actually, let's hit that, that, and that. So, one other thing that I did do is that if we go all the way down to conflict, so I added a new combo ender, notably disarm. What does disarm do exactly? So, you pretty much attempt to disarm an opponent, rendering a section of weapons unavailable until next turn. Now, this is a whole section. So, this is me saying to your, let's say, your chest, saying you can't use any of your weapons on your chest any longer. Or you can no longer use your sword on your right arm. Or any of its enhancements, or any of its enchantments, or anything akin to that. So, you're kind of effectively saying, no. You don't get that anymore. You don't get the ability to use your weapon until next turn. But it is a combo ender. So if you have a D20, you're going to have a D4 next turn. So you kind of have to work around that. It also makes melee arms and range arms a little bit more valuable. But we'll get to that. So overall, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this down here. Base torso, base arm, base leg. So, also, we are listening to Studio Ghibli X Relaxing Jazz and Bossa Nova music cover, otherwise known as cafe music, because I have one kind of music on this channel, and that's it. So, let's see, we have all our base. These are going to cost nothing. So you can, every ARMANOX is going to start off with a base head, base torso, base arms, and base legs. This may seem pretty, like it makes sense. However, really think about it, this wasn't there previously, because you had to build everything from the ground up. Hello, phone, how are you doing? I have a feeling I'm going to get a call in like 5 minutes, and it'll be my life. So, these are your basic. These cost nothing to actually have. You don't have to pay anything for it. But if we see here in my notes, so let's see. So, the head has 1 connection. Torso has 5 connections. Legs have 1. Arms have 1. Let me just confirm. 0, 2, 1, 1. These are your base ones. These don't cost you anything, and you're not going to get anything out of it. So, Now we start getting into the enhancements. Pretty much, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 kinds of enhancements that you can make to any part. And what I'm going to do is make each one kind of its own unique one. You have strikers. Pretty much these are your range weapons. You have brutes, which are melee weapons. Armored, which give higher durability based on your basic weights, which I probably will change the name of. More animalistic you make it, you get more connections, i.e. you can attach more parts to it. And geometric means you get more slots, and what that means is you get more things. You can slap more guns to it, you can slap more melee weapons to yourself. You can just do more things. So, how do I want to do this? Here's my beautiful squeaky chair. So what we're looking at, so let's just do striker head 5, and which leads into striker head 6. So what does the striker head do? Pretty much the strikers give this. Actually, I'm going to shove you over here for right now. Okay, so striker head. All the way down to 30. Yeah. Two, and let's see, will this work the way I want it to? No. Get where I'm going? Get what I'm saying? No, you don't. Obviously, you don't. Pretty much, I'm tying a handful of these, such as. Pretty much, these depend on, effectively, the section you're in. I end up calling them at the end of the day. Minor characters. stage. It's pretty much each stage of the conflict you unlock more, and the better torsos, the better abilities. Pretty much making it so, like, hey, you have excess mana, upgrade yourself, become better, become stronger. You want to be stronger. You want to be the best. Hello, phone. How are you doing? Okay, so this should be plus 1d. How do I even want to make this look? See, this is why we have folders for everything, so we can endlessly create. Okay, maybe let's go back a little bit. So let's just delete everything here. As you can tell already, I had my brilliant idea before I actually, wrote it down. The good news and bad news of actually putting everything in a notepad documents, because sometimes you end up with things that do not work when you actually try to like write them down and stuff. That part. So those are your base heads. So actually, let's do head, torso, arm. Part variation. Stage available. Mana cost. Connections. Slots. Special notes. Okay. So effectively, we have strikers, brutes. Everything's going to be bold now. Armored. Animal. And geometric. These are our five part variations. And as such, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do strokes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's probably an easier method of doing this, but every way I looked, nothing quite worked the way that I wanted it to. So 1, 2. We're lucky about one thing. Is that these will roughly translate across all of them. Okay, we want to do that. Brute 5 brutes. 1, armor 2, armor 3, armor 4, armor 5, armor 6, and 1, animal 2, animal 3, 4, animal 5, animal 6, geometric 1, geometric 2, geometric 3, geometric 4, geometric 5, and finally geometric 6. 6. Yeah, not exactly the most creative names in the world, but that's not the point. So we want to do as we did last time, press F, put everything in the center, put everything there. I'll probably actually have to split these up into individual part sections, so this would be part variation, this, part variation, that, So overall, if we consult our notes here, so add 1d4 to let's see if it's going to be smart enough and realize I wanted to make it 8 next time. Nope, it's not. But what I can do is go all the way down here. Not quite what I was hoping, but I can work with it. Now you may be wondering, why would I want D20 to become available at stage 6? Because one thing to note at stage 6 as well is that you're also going to be running across, if we go back to our notes here, you're going to be starting to run against veterans. They're gonna pretty consistently start appearing at stage 6, 5 and 6. Around at this point, and mind you, veterans do take a lot of damage to take down. So they have, outside of having an extra 125 points of ARMANOX, they actually spend on their ARMANOX and actually increase it and give them bonus things on it, such as all of these things. You're also getting 250 durability to go through to even damage them, and since they aren't based on weapon parts. So you're wanting to do more damage because everyone else is going to actually have a lot more. So, no, Z, Control V, and instead of range damage, brute ones only do melee damage. Yeah, isn't this so much fun, everyone? Good old-fashioned spreadsheets. Only the most intense action here. Let's see. Paste on links. This is also another reason we were going to shove it in here, just to make sure everything... Tables in dock. Based on lengths. Budiv. Budut. Hello, phone. Now you know you're there. Another little fun little hack for everyone, otherwise known as just copy pasting everything you don't like about something to make it work properly. Now you may be wondering, why didn't I just do this before? Now, when I'm actually going to be organizing these various pieces together in the book, most likely I'm going to have to do the durability first, pretty much allow people to choose what their durability is before they start choosing these, because Armored is here. And all Armored does is give you... Actually, what I should... Add an additional 40, 60, 80, 100. 60, 80, 100, 120. Because depending on your, pretty much the weight category that you decide on determines how much actual durability you are able to add in that section. So, for example, I have my handy-dandy reference here. Light ones, you only have 25 durability on that section, on that particular section. But if you go to super heavy, if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, my aunt's being weird. And my family's laughing at her. As of right now, I'm going to tone everything down to 10. Oop, oop, bloop. So let's see, we've gotten strikers, we got brutes, we've got armored, and now we start on the animal variety. So, animal 1, animal 2, animal 3, animal 4, animal 5, animal 6. Stages available. And what does animal give you, you may wonder? Well, all animal gives you is more slots. Actually, no, it gives you more connections. So 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12. You may be wondering, that seems rather excessive. And the answer is, yes, it is rather excessive, but that's the point. Is if you're adopting things like this, oh goodness, if you're adopting, say, you want animal 3 on there, you're deliberately saying, I want to add more connections to this so I can add additional things to my body, or I can add additional things to my arms, or attach separate arms to my arms, or separate appendages. You're not really supposed to go for animal if you're not doing something like that. If you have a very clear idea for what you're going for, then maybe spreading yourself out a lot more would be beneficial to you. But if you're not, obviously, you shouldn't. And then finally, we have geometric, which geometric is just more slots. As we like slots, that means adding more guns. Actually, aha. Well, let's go here and Control C. And hit all the wrong buttons. Control V. There we go. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Come on. Just a little bit. There we go. Alright. So these are our basic part variations, whether they're armored or variations of such. Let's center everything. I said center everything. We want to right click table proportions. 1.75 works. Yep. Center table alignment. We want to go to center table alignment. If I really wanted to, I can actually just make sure all of these are completely even. But this is SPRUG Workshop and we don't play by rules. So one of the main things with this kind of setup I have going on here, it's designed to be more get the rules on paper more than anything. I might actually, after Granbelm's done, I might literally just go through a bunch of the old games that we did and just write up a design document for it of how I actually kind of want it to look. So I think that might be at least slightly amusing for someone. Then I can, point angrily at some of my artista friends and make them like, make pretty please, will pay. But that might also just be me. Okay, so we have all our variations here. And your basic weights. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to actually have to do Control C, Control V. Light, medium, heavy, super heavy. What I actually may do. So we have Light, we're going to insert a row above. And ding, 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 ding. So we're going to do actually featherweight. So we're going to do featherweight 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then 5. Super heavy. Featherweight. Insert row. Actually, let's delete these. Delete 3 rows, light, medium. Something in between medium and heavy. Oh. This is actually really convenient. Why don't I just use these? Alright, so let's do... so we already have flyweight. And we have featherweight. Lightweight. Welterweight. Middleweight. Cruiserweight. Okay, yeah, cruiserweight. I think what is welterweight? Learn something new every day, I guess. So, in between medium weight, we're going to do cruiserweight. This is going to be available in 2. So we're going to have super heavy, available at 3, and our rough mana costs. Do I actually have my mana costs? You may have noticed I just exited out there because sometimes I delete things I don't mean to, including this mega link. That was for something else. Alright, so stage available mana cost, and we're going to add column 2. Max durability. Featherweight, it's going to be literally 10, 25. Oh, did I change that? No, I didn't. Max durability. So we're going to make, so pretty much what I had in mind, 10, 25, 75, 100. However, I'm going to probably change that to 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. So what do we want these mana costs to be? You know, I always want something cost 0 in some of these. And you may be wondering, well, why do you want something that costs 0? Just so you always have an option. If you get completely annihilated, but you live, you still have the option to continue. Yeah, you're going to have the base equipment. You have no mana, you're going to have the base equipment, you're going to be featherweight armor class. If you got like 50 mana left, dump that into some of your durability. You're going to need it. You're going to need something. But you at least have something available to you. So you get no extra connections, but you get -1 slots. Something like that. Pretty much you're trading out additional armor for your slots, pretty much your weapon slots. So if you want to build like an absolute monster, you're going to need to invest a lot in your geometrics, or you just want to buy yourself some armored sections. Or I have 2 armored sections, don't I? Why do I have 2 armored sections? Go away, armored section. Wait a second. Wait a second. Where's geometric? The geometric's down here for some reason. Alright, cool. Whatever. Notepad made a goof somewhere. Okay. So, featherweight is effectively, you have literally so little armor that you're not bulky enough. You're just not bulky enough to support the actual size of, you know, your equipment. Your featherweight armor class is quite literally, you're a glorified, you know, exposed and ready to get punched in the face and die immediately. But is that a good idea? For now, I'll stick with it. I might come back to this later. But just to kind of, as I've said before, getting it on paper is sometimes more valuable than anything. All right. So we want to go up to ARMANOX creation. We are going to be deleting this entire section. I know. Actually, that sounds like a terrible idea. We're instead going to do this. We're pretty much going to remake the section entire. I said we're going to remake the section. There we go. I wanted the picture. These, yeah, the ARMANOX is. Yeah. And that means we need base partners, base sections. Oh, no, table. Paste unlinked. Basic section part. And then we want appendage. Type appendage. Doesn't look good, but doesn't need to. So appendages is going to cost 5. Pretty much you have 2 connection points, 0 slots. So appendages, the best way to, you know what? I'm going to have to do this for the sake of the stream and the sake of everyone on this. Okay, here, give me 1 second. This is vitally important. So okay. So here's my handy dandy little notepad my little art document I'm going to be using. So effectively, we'll say what an appendage is. So overall, it's going to look more like your basic ARMANOX is going to look like a person. You're going to have your arms, your legs, your head, legs, torso. Now, what an appendage allows you to do, I'm going to actually add a second layer to this to clarify it, is let's say I attach an appendage to my torso. And actually, let's say I attach an appendage to my arm. I now have a second area that I can attach another arm to, or something, or some other parts that I will definitely be coming up with now. And you may be wondering, why would I want this? Why would I want this appendage? Well, think about how some of the combat works, the distribution among your parts. So, if we go back a little bit, you get hit for 20 damage. You're going to have to distribute that damage to these parts. And if we want to be fair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll say you don't want to damage your head. You're going to do 4 damage to each part. However, if we go back, we'll just put you off to the side there. If I have 2 appendages with 2 additional arms, something akin to that, that 20 damage is now going to get shared between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means everything takes only 2 damage. What about, a melee attack where I have to pick 1 or 2 sections? Well, you're in luck. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's the advantage of appendages. It's giving yourself more room, effectively, to maneuver in case you get damaged. Now, there's also the double-sided sword to that, is let's say this arm gets removed. Everything over here, everything over here is destroyed then. So they would receive all of this in their mana. That is, as we like to call it in the neighborhood, bad. So using appendages is kind of a double-edged sword. Do you want to use it to distribute damage a little bit better, or do you want to risk it and risk having your entire arm racked off? Alright, cool. I'm going to... No, I don't want to say this. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no, I hit a wrong button. No, not yet. Okay, there we are. So, that was my brilliant drawing exercise. So, what are we looking at now? So, we've got our basic section parts. 2 connection points, tail. Again, these are our basic parts. So next we want to put our armor class in there. Effectively, I'm going to have to put a part in called part variation. So, hello phone, I get you. You're there. I know you're there. You can stop now. Oh no. Oh no, I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo somewhere, everyone, and now everything is breaking. It, like my life, is falling apart. So, striker, brood, armored, animal, geometric. Cool. Where did this 7 come from? I don't know. I don't like it. Alright. So, we've got everything here, roughly speaking. So, alright. So we've got all the math here roughly sorted out. So, okay. Get our basic section parts. I'm probably going to have to add a advanced section parts. And these are effectively going to be special ones, like if we go back to our table here, these are melee arms, range arms, various kinds of legs that are unique, kind of like floaters or treads. I might put in something else there. I might also put in things, yeah, you see things like arsenal platforms here. That's what those are going to be doing. So let's see, we've been streaming for about 51 minutes. So we actually got a lot done right here, right today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here right now. We have gotten a majority of the ARMANOX creation down of the nitty-gritty parts. Now we just have to add all the fun stuff. Alright, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. In case you have, if you're watching the VOD later, please like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Goodbye.